Welcome to the Catholic Journey, and the sun is going to begin to set pretty soon, and it will be the beginning of Sunday for us. And this Sunday is the second Sunday of Lent. I'd like to share with you a short gospel and then a meditation on that gospel, if you don't mind. And I think you'll find that it will give you something pretty meaningful to think about. So as I mentioned, the gospel's short. Let me just jump right in. It's from Matthew 17, verses 1 through 9. Jesus took Peter, James, and John, his brother, and led them up a high mountain by themselves, and he was transfigured before them. His face shone like the sun, and his clothes became white as light. And behold, Moses and Elijah appeared to them, conversing with him. Then Peter said to Jesus in reply, "Look, it is good that we are here. If you wish, I will make 3 tents here, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." While he was still speaking, behold, a bright cloud cast a shadow over them. Then from the cloud came a voice that said, "This is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased. Listen to him." When the disciples heard this, they fell prostrate, and they were very much afraid. But Jesus came and touched them, saying, "Rise, and do not be afraid." And when the disciples raised their eyes, they saw no one else but Jesus alone. As they were coming down from the mountain, Jesus charged them, "Do not tell the vision to anyone until the Son of Man has been raised from the dead." The Gospel of the Lord. Well, as I mentioned, we would jump right into a meditation. You might call it a sermon. You might call it a homily. In the Catholic world, it's a homily, but for many others, it's a meditation or something to think about. The whole idea is to take that gospel that was just shared with you and share it in a way that it resonates to our modern culture, and it gives us some insight into the meaning. So here goes. Today, the gospel invites us to climb a mountain with Jesus, a mountain that reveals his glory and challenges us to see him anew. In the gospel, we hear the story of the Transfiguration. Jesus takes Peter, James, and John up a high mountain, away from the noise of the world below. There, something extraordinary happens. He is transfigured before them. His face shines like the sun. His clothes become dazzling white. He stands in the company of Moses and Elijah, the towering figures of the law and the prophets. Then a bright cloud overshadows them, and the voice of the Father speaks, "This is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased. Listen to him." The disciples fall to the ground in awe and fear, overwhelmed by this glimpse of the divine. So what does this moment mean for us here today? For Peter, James, and John, it was a revelation of who Jesus truly is, the Son of God, the fulfillment of all that God had promised through the ages. For us, gathered here in this church and listening to this podcast, it's a moment to pause and reflect. Do we truly see Jesus for who he is? And are we ready to listen to him as the Father commands? The timing of the Transfiguration is no accident. Just before this event, Jesus had spoken to his disciples about the hard road ahead, his suffering, his death on the cross, and his resurrection. Peter, in his human weakness, had resisted this talk. He didn't want to imagine his Lord enduring such pain. But here on the mountain, God offers a vision of hope to sustain them. The Transfiguration is like a window into eternity, a promise that the cross is not the end. Yes, suffering will come for Jesus and for us, but beyond it lies glory. The radiant light of Christ on the mountain foreshadows the brilliance of the resurrection, reminding us that God's love always has the final word. As Catholics, this mystery resonates deeply with our faith. We are a people who embrace both the cross and the resurrection. We know that life is not free of struggle. Perhaps some of you are carrying heavy burdens right now. An illness in the family, a strained relationship, financial worries, or a quiet doubt that gnaws at your faith. These are our crosses, and they can feel overwhelming. But the Transfiguration lifts our gaze. It tells us to look up, to see Christ in his glory, and to trust that he walks with us through every valley. The light we see on the mountain is not just for Jesus. It's a light he wants to share with all of us, transforming our own lives, bit by bit, into the reflections of his love. Let's turn for a moment to Peter's reaction. Caught up in the wonder of it all, he exclaims, "Lord, it is good that we are here. Let's make 3 tents, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." You can almost hear the excitement in his voice. He wants to freeze this moment, to build a permanent dwelling place on the mountain and to stay there forever. Don't we all know that feeling? When we encounter God, maybe during a powerful Mass, a heartfelt confession, or a quiet moment of prayer with our rosary in our hand, we long to hold on to that peace, that closeness. I think of a young mother who told me recently how she felt God's presence so strongly while praying with her children at bedtime. She wanted that moment to last forever. But Jesus doesn't let the disciples stay on that mountain. After the vision fades, he touches them, calms their fears, and leads them back down to the world, back to the mission. This is a profound lesson for all of us. The mountaintop moments are gifts, but they're not the whole of our Christian life. We're not called to live in isolation, basking in spiritual highs. No, we're called to take what we've seen and heard and to bring it to others. Imagine if Peter, James, and John had stayed up there, building their tents. What would have become of the gospel? Instead, they descended, and eventually, after the resurrection, they carried the light of Christ to the ends of the earth. We, too, are sent forth from this Mass to do the same, to bring hope to a coworker who's struggling, to show kindness to a neighbor in need, to share our faith in a world that often forgets God. And then there's the Father's voice. Listen to him. These words aren't just a suggestion, they're a command, a call to discipleship. Listening to Jesus means more than nodding at his teachings. It means letting them sink deep into our hearts and change us. It means trusting him when he asks us to forgive someone who doesn't deserve it, to serve when we're tired, and to pray when we'd rather give up. It means following him to the cross, knowing that the journey doesn't end there. In this Lenten season, my brothers and sisters, as we walk towards Easter, listening to Jesus might mean recommitting to our prayer, fasting with greater intention, or reaching out to someone we've neglected. The Transfiguration is our strength for this journey. In Lent, we climb the mountain with Jesus through our sacrifices and our penance. We may not see his glory fully revealed yet, not like the disciples did, but we trust that he is with us, transfiguring us, making us more like him. Every time we receive the Eucharist, as we will in a few moments, we encounter the same Christ who shone on that mountain. His presence fills us with the grace to keep going, to keep listening, and to keep following. So today, let's ask ourselves, are we truly listening to him? Are we open to the ways he wants to transform our hearts? Are we ready to carry his light back down to the mountain, into a world that hungers for hope? May this Eucharist, the living presence of Christ among us, give us the courage to say with Peter, "Lord, it is good that we are here." And then to rise and follow him down the mountain, through the cross, and into the glory that awaits. Amen. Thank you for taking just a few moments of your day to listen to this gospel and also listen to the message of hope. I hope you're doing well, and always turn your gaze towards God. He's just waiting for you to draw closer to him. May God bless you and ever keep you forever and ever and ever. Have a wonderful day.